y'all? Built by Rob RC. We on the bench today. And got Carlos on the bench after a long weekend down in the DMV. Racing with the guys down there. Shout out to Losi. Shout out to Kilowatt, Jason. Boogie's RC. Romeo. Shout out to Rel. Shout out to all those guys down there, man. And there's a lot of y'all names I can't mention right now because I'm just doing this on the fly. But if I forgot your name, shout out to you. I have got y'all, man. Mad love for y'all guys down there. All right. But I got him on the bench today. We going over this Losi. Every time I run this car, run it off a weekend, I bring it on the bench and I go over the vehicle. It's the number one thing you want to do for RC safety, all right? Just like the human body. You want to keep your health good, you got to check it up. Go for a checkup. So when you run your RCs, bring it in the house, bring it on the bench, give it a checkup, all right? It'll stop you, prevent you from having fails on the field. And if you in the RC, you know what I mean. You can leave out the house, charge all your lipos, get out there, and your RC will fail before you even get a good run in. Why? Because you didn't check your RCs over before your last run. And that's on you. But anyway, let's get into a little bit of one of the first things I do when I come in the house of this RC. I check the rims, all right? These plastic rims I get off Amazon, AliExpress, wherever the case may be. They're not the best quality rims. The tires are good, but the rims are not the best. So I came in here, check out the rims for cracks, any damages, stuff like that. And if there is, I swap them out. Next, I check out the pinion gear, the spur gear, and make sure that's not too chewed up. Nothing is damaged here. That looks pretty good. So that's good. Next thing after that, I check out these CVDs, these drive lines, and these Losis. They're held together by a CVD inboard with a grub screw system. Sometimes that grub screw backs out and that pin will slide out. It's the Achilles heel of the Losi, trust me. But if you maintain it and you stay on top of it, it won't fail. Trust my word for it. So every time you come in, you get a chance, not every time, but every couple times, take those CVDs out, test that pin. If it slides back and forth a little bit, you ain't want to take that grub screw out, clean it out real good with some contact cleaner, put some Loctite on it, and put it back in right on that pin on that flat spot. Also, that pin has a flat spot. Make sure that grub screw is on that flat spot. If not, it's gonna slip. All right, it's just a little tip for these Losis. Another thing is, what I check is, I check all the plastics, the nuts and bolts, make sure everything's tightened up, make sure nothing has slop in it, anything like that. Everything, and then just take a visual inspection, make sure to check for any breaks, anything like that. Check your body, of course, make sure you got any cracks and any screws are loose. That stuff starts to get loose, and you lose out that way. After a couple runs, after about a month or two, or every month and a half, 2 months, let's say every 2 months, I'll take apart differentials and I clean them out, put new fluid in, keep your car running. Prevention is the best key to keep these things up and running as long as possible. All right. So as you guys know, probably from the last video, I debuted. I'm now going to be running with Azure packs. Going to be let's just say a brand ambassador for Azores. My honest opinion about these lipos, they're decent lipos for the pricing. Very, very good lipos. If you know about the company CNHL, it's kind of, the performance is kind of like in that range right there. I stand by CNHL. I love those packs. If you guys run them, they're awesome packs. They're priced really, really good. So if you like those, you will love these. All right. They're very, very decent size. They fit a lot of applications, especially Losi battery trays. As you can see, they pop right in, and these are 9,000 milliamp packs. All right. These batteries are available on islandhobby.com. Shout out to Ozzy up there in Carmack and in Queens, New York. Go to islandhobby.com and you can order these. I'll put the link in the description after this video is done. All right. So as you guys know, the Losi has been discontinued. The Losi DBXL-E 2.0 has been discontinued. I hope you guys got some. They were on sale for $7.99. So if you were able to get one, lucky you. Hold on to it. Hold on to the parts, because I don't know if Horizon Hydro's going to continue making the parts. I hope they do. But I'm racking up my parts as well, so I can keep this thing nice and refreshed. But yeah, so as you guys see, the thumbnail of this video is what brushless motor. Everybody want to know, what motor do you use on this car? What's your gear and what's your motor? All right. And when people ask me about that, I just tell them, listen, what do you want to do with your RC? What do you want to do with this thing? All right. See, the two things you want to do with it. Well, three things I say. One, people like to do top speed run. Shout out to my boy Kilowatt. He like to push these things to the limit. 99 miles an hour off-road, 100 mile an hour off-road. One of these RCs, I think it was a 5B or something like that. He pushed them to the limit. So you could get get you a brushless motor that you could really gear up and really push for a top speed run, to get the high performance run. All right. So if you want to do something like that, I suggest you get you an 800 kV motor or a motor that's higher, rated for 12S. Okay. 800 is the one I particularly like to use, but you can use something like an 8. They don't make Poseidon fifth scale motors anymore, but I had an 880 Poseidon. There are some TP bashing motors that are rated for 12S that are higher than 800 kV, but I don't recommend them unless you're somebody that is very, very knowledgeable on KVs and motors and what you're doing with this system. Okay, so if you want to go top speed, in my opinion, get this 800 kV motor. It performs like it's an animal. All right, I did used to run a TP 1010 on 12S, and let me tell you, it turned this car into a complete animal. The fastest I ever had to go, I ran this 1010. Not top speed, but just off the line, just all overall nastiness. That 1010 on 12S was a problem. However, I could only run about 3 races, and then I'm over on the sideline with the 3 fans blowing on it because the motor is boiling hot. All right, and I geared it down to like a 16 tooth pan on this 46 spur. So again, do you want to go that route? You want to put a higher kV motor here, run on 12S, and risk not having efficiency, being out the game after a couple runs and letting your car cool off, or risk burn out your ESC, puffing batteries and stuff like that. If you don't want to worry about that, don't go that route. Okay, go a different route. Go with the 800. That's why I go with it. All right. Up here in New England right now, it's really, really chilly. You don't have to worry about temps on your motor, especially for what I'm doing with the DB. And as you guys know, I do straight line drag racing, so I don't worry about temperatures. We run about 4 or 5 times, stop, go over the car. So the motor stays relatively cool. So, get you an 800, run on 12S. You can play with your gear a little bit. Right now, I'm running a 23 tooth pinion with a 46 spur. With a max 4, and that's perfect for me. I can go way higher on the gearing on this car, but I don't need it because I'm not trying to go 100 miles an hour. Shout out to Jason. But now let's talk about what KV stands for, right? In brushless motors, KV stands for kilovolts per revolution. It represents the number of revolutions per minute, RPM. A motor will spin for every volt of electricity applied to it, essentially indicating how fast a motor will rotate at a given voltage. When no load is present, a higher kV value means the motor will spin at a faster or at the same voltage. All right, that's just the true definition. If you guys don't want to take my word for it, yes, I was reading it to you guys. The higher the kV, the more RPM in layman's terms. All right, you want to go get your car to move faster, get you a higher kV motor, but be advised, you will stress your system out. You will heat up fast, all right? So keep that in mind. So now let's go to the next topic, all right? Some guys like to get these DBs, they like to bash, all right? They like to do jumps. They like to, run through a couple packs without have to worry about, having fans on this thing or this thing overheating. So if you want to do something like that, I suggest you get a 650 kV, all right? 650 kV motor is a real good motor, right? It's not as fast as the 800 kV motor, but it's way more efficient. All right, way more efficient. You can bash with it, hit jumps, run through packs, not have to worry about temps, especially if you gear it right. And essentially, if you want to get a little bit more speed out of it, you'll just have to gear it up. But you'll have a big pepperoni size pan on here to get speed out of a 650. You know, I like to go fast. So if you want to go fast, I don't recommend a 650. I know guys probably want to see this like, oh, 650 is pretty fast. Yeah, your definition of fast is different than mine. All right. So next, we want to talk about the 560. All right, the 560 is that big, huge can they sell from Hobby Wing. It looks like a big family-sized can of beefaroni. All right, thing is huge. All right, it's a nice motor. You know, you pull that motor out, you open up, you lift open that DB, you see that big can in there. It's like, holy smokes, look at the size of that motor. You know, look at it, so big, it must be fast. No, that 560 motor is a dog. Big Mike, shout out to Big Mike, my boy. He didn't have every motor you got. Actually, he has that motor in his DDT7 right now, 30 North DDT7, and he damn near got a gear 1-to-1, right? 1-to-1 with you know, and it has like I don't know, I forget what he's running on that. What kind of spur he's running on that? Mike, in the comments, if you know what kind of spur you run on that DDT7, let me know. But he's almost running 1-to-1 on that thing, and you know, it's not really fast at all for 12S. But it will run cool. You can full throttle that car around a track. Just full throttle it, full throttle it, full throttle it. And you won't have to worry about heat or temperatures because the KV is so low. All right. So that's basically KV in a nutshell. How I break it down to you. Gave you guys the literal jargon off the off the internet, what KV means. I've been doing it for a while, so I go off the fly on my gearing, my KV. When I first put the system in this car, I already knew. Since I got a bigger ESC that can pull more amps in this motor mount, I know it could take some taller gear. But when I was running this Max 5, I would run the Max 5G2. I would never run this tall of a gear on here. And the Max 5 just can't handle it. If you guys seen some of my other videos, it was cutting out when I was racing against the Green Machine. So that's why I ended up getting this. All right. So listen. Find out when you get your cars. First of all, when you get your RCs, figure out what you're doing them. Play with them stock out the box. Learn how to drive your RCs. Go out there and practice with them. Get to feel your RCs. Then, get up here, get home, and figure out what you want to do with upgrading them and stuff like that. All right, you want to go to a big system? What do you want to do? What do you guys do? You guys just bash all day? The information there, I gave it to you guys. So I'm gonna finish going over this DB. Put it up for the weekend, and maybe we can get some good weather up here in New England. Snow's still out here crazy, so we probably won't be out for a while, but hopefully we'll be out this weekend. We'll see what happens. But yeah, hopefully this video was helpful for you. Helpful to you. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, Built by Rob RC, and pay attention for more things to come in 2025. And oh yeah, get some Azure packs for your rigs. You won't be disappointed. All right, Built by Rob. I'm going.